Anyone who watches television knows all about those crime-solving detective shows. From CSI to Murder, She Wrote, TV detectives can solve even the most complicated murder in just an hour.
But there's something you don't often see on TV, a real homicide investigation. Tonight, News 13 investigative reporter Larry Barker takes us behind the scenes as detectives work to catch a killer.
The suspect in this case almost got away with murder.
Yes, he did.
He pointed out where he buried the body.
We have a kidnapping, we have a ransom, which ultimately leads to a shallow grave and a murder. It doesn't get much more dynamic than that.
No, Mr. Nichols, you didn't kill Thompson. But you did, Mr. Wells.
Yes! Yes, I killed Ned Thompson! I killed him! I killed him! I killed him! I killed him!
That's how Hollywood solves murder cases, but it never happens that way in the real world. Go behind the scenes of an actual police investigation and you get a sense of what homicide detectives are truly up against. It's a demanding job where the evidence trail often leads to a gritty underworld of guns, drugs, and violence.
Lieutenant Carolyn Lucero supervises the State Police Investigations Bureau in Albuquerque.
Anytime we have an investigation, we don't judge who that person is. We don't judge who their character is. We still have a job to do.
Consider December 30th, 2 years ago. State Police investigator Ruben Franco was working at his desk.
The administrative assistant from upstairs called and basically said, "Ruben, we have a person here who wants to talk about a homicide."
He was an older gentleman in his 80s.
He proceeded to tell me a pretty far-fetched story about a homicide.
Have you ever heard the name Casey Ramirez?
No.
I can tell you now he's dead. This guy pumped a clip full of shells into this Casey Ramirez.
The tipster's details were sketchy at best. He said the murder occurred somewhere in Valencia County.
We have an individual that walks into the New Mexico State Police office, Larry, and he wants to report a homicide. Mind you that this person hasn't seen the homicide himself and has no details. All he knows is that he's heard someone was killed.
After you spoke to this gentleman, what did you think?
For lack of a better word, I thought he was crazy. Just the totality of it didn't make sense to me.
We didn't have a missing persons report. We didn't have a body. We didn't have any suspects. We didn't have any evidence to lead us to a death investigation.
You had nothing to start with.
We had nothing to start with.
Despite the lack of basic information, an investigation was launched. Teams of state police officers fanned out across Valencia County to answer the question, who is or was Casey Ramirez?
Officers would start knocking on doors of neighbors, family, relatives, friends.
Generally, we can find the right person who has loose lips, for lack of a better word, and they'll kind of spill the beans about what really happened. This case was different.
Investigators spent weeks canvassing the area. Eventually, critical details emerged. Agents learned Casey Ramirez, also known as Shadow, was a known drug dealer. According to informants, after a dispute with a local couple, Ramirez kidnapped Renee Foster and demanded a ransom from her husband, Shane.
Informants say some of the ransom money was paid and Renee was let go. Soon after that, Casey Ramirez disappeared. Now, nearly a month after the first tip came in, detectives got their first break in the case.
We made contact with a female who had first-hand information, and she was the last person to be seen with Casimiro.
The female witness said one day in November she drove with Casey Ramirez to Shane and Renee Foster's Los Lunas home. Ramirez went inside. She waited in the car.
She heard gunshots from inside the residence. She was scared.
After she heard the gunfire, she said, "I need to get out of here." As she's trying to leave the residence, somebody exits the residence and starts firing numerous shots at the vehicle she was driving.
She sped away, and she never saw Casimiro Ramirez again.
Something happened in the Foster home. Was it murder? Investigators had enough for a search warrant.
We were looking for any signs of any gunshots, any evidence of blood, Anything that would lead us to believe a homicide actually took place there.
When you walked into the house, did you visually see any evidence that a homicide had occurred there?
No.
Crime scene investigator Roger Brunson led the search for clues. Using CSI technology, Brunson's team found key evidence just inside the front door.
There was what looked like holes that had been patched with some drywall putty, but it was still visible that some kind of hole was there that was patched.
In fact, they were bullet holes. Projectile points were also found embedded in the doors and walls. And on the floor, the CSI team used a special chemical to detect evidence of blood.
What we found was in the cracks between the boards on the laminate flooring. So yeah, it had been cleaned up so it wasn't visible. We had to do some further search to find this blood.
CSI spent 2 days scouring the Foster home for clues.
Based on the evidence, what happened in that house?
The victim walked into the house and was immediately attacked by gunfire.
It was now time to bring in the Fosters for questioning. Agent Janice Madrid led the interrogation team.
When I walked into the interview room, I knew Shane Foster was involved in somehow, some shape, some form in this investigation.
What happened?
What happened? He came in at me with 2 guns to my chest. You understand that? You understand that? You don't understand that, so you've been through it.
And what happened?
I shot him. I didn't want to.
What happened to him, Shane? What happened?
I don't know what happened to him. I know I shot him.
How many times did you shoot him?
I have no idea.
Did you just
I have
shoot
no
till
idea.
you couldn't shoot anymore? What
when
did
he
you
shot
do?
me in my head, my body reacted. I don't have no idea.
The fact that he stated he shot Casimiro Ramirez was very powerful and very important to the case.
What was the last challenge you had in this case? You got the evidence, you had the confession. Now what?
No, we need the body.
Following Shane Foster's confession, he led investigators to a remote site in the Bosque north of Socorro. A CSI team found the remains of Casey Ramirez buried in a shallow grave. Shane Foster was arrested and charged with murder. His wife Renee was charged with tampering with evidence. At trial, the couples were found guilty and will be sentenced next week.
This is a homicide investigation that almost really never happened.
That's correct. We didn't have a missing person. We didn't have a body. We didn't have any family members coming forward. We didn't have really anything to go on. So at that point, the decision was almost made not to even look into it further.
Is it fair to say Shane Foster almost got away with murder?
That's definitely a true statement.
Larry Barker, KRQE, News 13.
At sentencing, Shane Foster faces up to 20 years behind bars. Renee Foster faces up to 4.5 years in prison. You can watch video highlights of Shane Foster's interrogation on our KRQE app.